Here's our Buoy 10 update for Tuesday, August 18th. Today it clicked on, at least for Chinook. Holy cow. I could not believe how many Chinook were down here today, and everybody was catching fish from daylight all the way until about 10, 11 o'clock. Just a fantastic bite. Most everybody was on the Washington shoreline, and I think tomorrow I might actually run over and fish the Oregon side of the sands, just because there's nobody over there, and the amount of Chinook that we saw. It'd be nice to get away from the boats, because it was quite the washing machine up there at the shipwreck and all the way on down to the church and on down to the fort. It was pretty lumpy with all the boats. But the coho yesterday and the day before were thick out there at marker 1 and out near Buoy 10. Today, maybe it's just going to happen later here, but it was dead for coho. I know a lot of guys that struggled on coho, myself being one of them. We only hooked 3 or 4 coho and only 1 keeper today, but we got all of our Chinook and we got them all within the first hour and a half. So it was a great bite out there today. And again, it was that brass white with red dot spinner. That thing, it didn't matter if I put it in the back of the boat or up in the bow, shallow, deep, it was just unconscious. It was just doing extremely well down there. In fact, it's probably about time to rebuild it. It's a little bit beat up. So that's all it is, just a 1/0 VMC hook in the back, a little piece of tubing, an orange and pink hoochie skirt on it, 2 8mm orange beads, a bearing bead, a size 3 clevis, and there's that 5.5 mulkey, the brass white red dot. This thing was just incredibly good, and I was using it with the all pink flasher here, or the pink with the UV on one side, and then it's silver crystal on the back. And that, I don't know if that made a difference or not, but I put this exact same blade behind a different flasher, and it only had 2 bites. Today, this one with that flasher, that pink with the UV and the crystal on the back, that today had at least half our bites and got over half our Chinook. So even though it's a smaller spinner, it's great size for coho, we're still crushing Chinook on it. If you're coming down here in the next day or two, fish the bottom on the outgoing tide, fish suspended on the incoming, and don't be afraid to get away from the crowd. There are a lot of fish down here. Don't feel like you need to fish right in the mix of everything. I was at least 50, 100 yards away from everybody today trying to get out of that washing machine, and it still worked great. Obviously, we got all of our fish really quick, so I think it's finally starting to click on down here. We've had some great days over the last few weeks, but today is everything of what Buoy 10 should be, and I hope it just keeps getting better. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Later.